Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Boxingvoice.com. All the guys want, I want what Mayweather got. I want what Mayweather got. You done bust your ass like Mayweather. I was trying to fight every fighter. I sacrificed a lot
Productions
to get to where I got to.
What do you bring to the table?
Let's get this on. Let's do it.
Well, it's like this. Wait.
All right, that's it. Hold on. Bernard, everybody calm down.
Man, you know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all. I sacrificed a lot. Boxingvoice.com to get to where I got to. Boxingvoice.com.
Good morning, TBV, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Border Wars edition brought to you by #TBV Podcast. For those that don't know, Border Wars is our get up off the couch and try it kind of event. You know, obviously all of us have, I'm sure we looked at Luke Keeler this past couple of hours and said, come on, put your hands up. Do more. I'm sure we looked at Andre and thought, damn, he's looking sloppy, going for gusto. And that's the thing, man. We always thinking, we always saying, but are we doing? Border Wars is where the talkers talk and the fighters fight. And we have all levels of opposition. Novice that are getting off the couch that are 100 to 155 pounds above their weight, to young 25-year-olds that are looking to use Border Wars as a springing board to give them popularity in the real boxing universe. So we have everything, man. We have semi-pros, we have amateurs with multiple fights, we have amateurs with one fight, we have amateurs with their passbook and no fights, we have novice, we have dads with dad bods, we have it all here at Border Wars. Believe that. Good morning, or should I say, shout out to Naja in the UK. 6 a.m. for the West Coast, Naja. Let me find out you on the West and you ain't tell nobody, huh? What you doing over there? But definitely when we come back to Jersey, I got women for Naja. It's on. I got two. I got a 14-year-old that by the time you come back, she gonna be, I'm not saying she gonna be ready, but she's going to be a problem, you know what I mean? Maybe you beat her because you got the experience being under the lights, and I seen you putting together punches. Man, I wish I had the speed that you got in my combinations. But it'll be a good fight between you and this 14-year-old. She's the owner of the gym, or rather her father is. But obviously there's another female in there. Her name is T. I think she's 28. Taller than you for sure, but in your weight class. I think 130, 135, something like that. Fucking dog. My dog just took like 3 raw cones and swallowed them. I feel like just stopping the show right now and bodying her. But yeah, man, that's what you deal with when you let the dogs in the freaking studio. But anyway, Border Wars, man, it's 28 days left. Today's actually February 1st. The fights are on February 29th. So, 28 days left. Hopefully everyone has gotten their training in. Hopefully you've been taking it serious because there's 28 days left for the fight. And then, the fight party, because after that we'll be watching the Mikey Garcia fight together at our, unconfirmed location. And, having some fun, man, talking some boxing with like minds. It's always good to watch a boxing fight with people that actually know what they're watching, have knowledge in the sport. Believe me, if you haven't done that, you really, really should. So what else do we got? We have a jam-packed card, that's for sure. First up, we finally can confirm that Jose and Loco Sands from Canada will be flying in to Texas to face Anthony Edwards. That's 3-0 Jose versus 2-1 Anthony Edwards. It's been a fight that the Border Wars community has been wanting for a long time. There's been polls put out on this fight. There has been plenty of chatter about this fight, and it looks like these two men are finally going to give us this all-out affair. We still haven't confirmed main event, as these two men may bring a little more popularity than the next two. But one of the next two is definitely considered the number one pound for pound, if not the most skilled fighter in Border Wars. But we have a lot of new signups this season who beg to differ and actually want the scalp of Coach Mide. One of those is Elias, the Lainez, who is taking on Coach Mide from the United Kingdom, who's going to be flying in from the UK to Dallas to take on Elias, who's Honduran and Dominican. So he's got his Teofimo and his Jason Rosario going on. You know what I mean? He's Honduran and Dominican taking on the Frenchman from the United Kingdom, Coach Mide. Now, many would say that Mide is the most skilled fighter in Border Wars. So this is definitely a candidate for main event, as no main event bout has been confirmed just yet. But if we're talking skill, we have to mention the Ghanan Donel Fernandes, who's going to be taking on the former pro and past victim of Coach Mide, JD from Texas. JD has all the skills to speak of. He was able to take it to the next level and actually turn professional, fight as a professional, have pro bouts, and actually be in the ring with names that you know. Names like Hatley, names like the Charlos, Yandel Evans. Yes. So we're talking extreme amount of skill and a motivated JD. You know, and I know we heard this before with guys like Andy Ruiz, where, you know, you believe in them and then fight night, they didn't show up. They didn't have the tank. But I think that he's been embarrassed in the Border Wars ecosystem enough, and he's taking this completely serious. He's talking about the six-pack that just showed up on its own because he's putting in the hard work. Talking about how his wife is happy that he joined Border Wars because he's no longer looking like a dad and more looking like a model. So is he taking it serious? It sure sounds like it. I mean, when he fought Coach Mide, he was fighting around 150, 160. The contracted weight was 160. This fight, he's going to be 147. So, sounds like he's taking it serious. But Donel is no pushover. I took Donel with me to the Deontay Wilder camp, and he had the opportunity to get in the ring for 3 straight rounds with a professional boxer. A former champion, but not just a former champion. A former 2-time champion, but not just a former 2-time champion. A former unified champion. So absolutely no fear in the heart or eyes of Donel. I'll fight anyone. Fernandes, a.k.a. Iron Flower, as he changed his ring name. Definitely high skill. Shawn Jones, a.k.a. Mission Impossible, is going to be taking on DeMarcus for SureFire D. Now, this is a fight that has to have skill, right? For SureFire D is a 6-fight amateur, 3-3. And you got Shawn Jones, who's 1-0 in the amateurs. But Shawn Jones is 25 years old. And, man, if this guy doesn't sound like he thinks he's already Floyd Mayweather. So we have to just wait and see where the skill falls. Actually, in his Unguarded interview, he believes that his fight should be the main event because of the skill level, because he knows he's coming to bring not only action, but skill, style, and entertainment. Speaking of entertainment, we have Robert the Genius, a former co-host of TBV, who's going to be getting in the ring himself again for the second time. The beauty about Robert is he's definitely the common guy. He's a real estate agent by day, a dad 24/7, but then has gotten this itch to get in the ring and really go from just rowdy brawler to a true professional in the sense, working like one, working on technique and trying to look better. Rob, like I said, took his first fight with a serviceman. I'll just call him because I believe Greg Morgan was either in the Army, Navy, something like that, right? And definitely in shape, walk-on shape. And Rob took that fight in 5 days' notice. Now he's fighting a Border Wars veteran, so to speak, in Matt Machine Gun, who has already one fight under his belt as well and has been training for the entire 2019. So Machine Gun will be ready to unleash. This will be America versus Mexico, and this is one of the Team Texas long-lasting or only lasting participants. And that's going to be a fight that Robert is so confident he wants to lay $500 down versus anyone. He and Coach Mide got into a heated debate in the Border Wars chat, and I don't know. So far, no one's taken the bet. But there are a lot of people believing that Matt is the more skilled fighter, that Robert is just a brute brawler. Can Matt outbox the puncher? We shall see. Collin, the Destroyer, coming back for his second fight after defeating Boxing Therapy, who I seen in the comments section saying, I'm getting that itch again. And let me tell you, Boxing Therapy had a fantastic fight with Collin, the Destroyer. Most of the fights can be found right here on YouTube. We have released dozens and dozens of videos absolutely free right here on YouTube from past Border Wars, all the way from Border Wars 2 to Border Wars 6. So definitely come on over to the youtube.com/Thaboxingvoice. Click and on the search and definitely just type in Border Wars and you should be able to find lots of content that, will be just Border Wars. So who else do we got? We have on the card, Collin the Destroyer. Like I said, he took on Boxing Therapy in his first fight. It was a fight where, he struggled to make weight, but he made it. Confident in his physique, fought with no shirt. Definitely has pop on the right hand. And he made it through a very scary third round. I honestly thought there was a possibility that Collin could have gotten stopped in that third round, but this time he's going to be taking on Jordan Cuban-style Baker from Florida, a Cuban, bringing that Cuban style, bringing that Cuban style to Border Wars. So Border Wars definitely getting its taste of every single nationality and boxing style, as Jordan Baker will be our first Cuban to enter the ring versus Collin the Destroyer. Jordan is being trained in Florida, the Fort Myers area. We just got some short clips of him doing, I guess it would be like dizzy training, right? And what dizzy training means is like, and I'm making that term up myself. I'm sure there's a better or more correct term, right? But where your trainer spins you with your head down on a stick, and you go in 360 like if you were going to pin the tail on a donkey. But before you pin that tail on the donkey, we're spinning you. And then once you stop spinning after 10 full 360 spins, it's time to do pad work. And not just any pad work. I'm calling out, what I need you to do. And you have to be able to compute that and spit it back at me in punches. So shout out to Jordan Baker, Cuban style, definitely has me interested in his fight now that more and more footage is dropping of him. We got some footage of him on the bag. And like I said, that very unique style or method of training that his trainer is choosing to use with him in case he gets hurt in the ring, to be able to replicate that and know how to deal with it. That definitely drew me in. I'm interested in this fight. I know Collin's a dog. You know, I speak a lot of him almost being stopped in that third round because it's evident, it's there, it's something that could have happened. But that doesn't take away the fact that he's a dog with a very long right hand that lands, and he has no fear, man. When you have no fear, you definitely are a threat. Outside of that, we got Doomsday, Lainez. So we have two cousins, Honduran Doomsday Lainez. Shout out to Teofimo Lopez. He's going to be taking on Israel Weber out of Kansas. Israel yet to submit any sparring. We know Doomsday. We've seen Israel doing pad work with his father, Roger Mayweather style. And that's all that we have at the moment. Once we get some more, we can really update you more on that fight. But right now, it's a heavyweight fight. And it's going to be Doomsday versus Israel Weber. Israel Weber is a new heavyweight, and we have to see what he has. I mean, there's not much on him other than him and his father looking very well on the pads, but that's about it. Speaking of new heavyweights, we have Morocco Joe, who is coming from Virginia, versus Rell Fire Flame from Detroit, hailing from New Mexico, or fighting out of New Mexico, trained by Hector Munez, very popular veteran fighter in the sport, shared the ring with numerous fighters. Most known to me as a guy that definitely goes to camp with Danny Garcia to prepare him for multiple fights. So Morocco Joe will be taking on another new heavyweight in Rell Fire Flame. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the full card. Outside of myself, I will be defending my IBF belt versus Eddie Bola de Grasa, a Mexican fighter. Eddie, I don't know if it's the Andy Ruiz era because of the upset, but Eddie's numbers have been better than any other Border Wars participant in Border Wars 7. There is a lot of interest in Eddie. His training footage has the most views. His Unguarded has the most views. His fight with Mofongo has the most views compared to any other Border Wars 7 participant. So there's some huge interest in Eddie. But that we'll see what happens on fight night. The rumor is he broke up with his trainer. I believe he still has Caesar from Las Vegas training him, but the rumor is he's no longer with Robert Ortiz, the drummer of Escape the Fate, who was training and sparring with him, which kind of made for a good training partner because Robert is 6'2", extremely healthy, very good boxer technically. Someone I sparred, someone Mide sparred, Jose has sparred, obviously Eddie has sparred. So I think that, that would have been a good little sparring partner for him to keep in camp and continue to be pushed. Maybe he needs to turn whatever transgressions he and Robert had, turn that into aggression in the ring and work it out in sparring is what I say. Get it done there so that you could, let that translate into the ring on fight night. But, the only way to do that, obviously, is to keep them around. Now, again, I could be wrong with my information, and Robert could still be in the camp, and this could be just rumors that are being leaked out to cause some sort of hysteria, to keep the hype in the fight. Who knows? We just don't know what's what, but we'll see on fight night because I have a sign in our gym that says that I think it's stamina, maybe. I think it's stamina makes cowards of men. You know what I mean? Like, meaning you got to put in the work or you're going to look bad in that ring. And it's as simple as that. You have to put in the work, man. You have to put in the work. And if not, the story will be told, and it's not going to be the one that you want. Fight night is going to be very difficult. Eddie could take it out on me, Rob. The difference is, I'm AJ confident, right, before the loss and with the knowledge of his loss, right? So, like, if AJ would have never lost to Ruiz, maybe I would have overlooked the short, chubby Mexican, right? But because AJ lost to Ruiz, I could never overlook the short, chubby Mexican because we've already seen it do to someone on the high. We've seen that get done to someone on the highest level. So, yeah, man, I'm definitely taking that into consideration. I'm training very hard, believe it or not, training very hard. I released so much footage of Border Wars past stuff this weekend that I was actually quite disgusted, watching the evolution of me boxing from the first Shawn Porter fight to even getting in the ring to train for my first fight. It's just so many. Like, I wanted to release some sparring yesterday that I had that's like 2 years old, and I'm so mad that my lead left hand is down. It's just down. It's just down with this fake bravado and confidence, but I'm not dominating, right? So, like, I got my left hand down for no reason. I'm still pulling back in a straight line. I got my chin out, and I'm just like, whoa. I mean, I'm very hard on myself, obviously, because I'm looking at these fighters and I know how you're supposed to look. So, yeah, man, I watched a lot of stuff, man. So, yeah, I have my own personal pet peeves about the way that I look and what I want to look like for this fight, how I want this fight to look. I want to look better. So, he's got his own mission and I got mine, is all I can say. But I'm taking it 100% serious. Like I said, not only am I going for performance of the night, I'm going for outfit of the night. I'm going for knockout of the night. I'm going for round of the year. I'm trying to get all accolades. All accolades. That's that. So the fat guy I was getting pissed off in the clinch, it depends if you're talking about the fight or sparring. But if it's the fight, it must be Hasail. We released that as well. We released both. We released the professionally recorded footage by, shout out to Mickey Caparelli in Australia, long listener and alumni and TBV supporter. It helped us out numerous times. And we released the tripod footage as well. Really, we tried to release almost everything we could, just, putting more information on Border Wars out. I mean, we're already on season 7, which is a blessing in its own. So, yeah, man, we felt like it was time to let some stuff out, and you're going to see with those videos, you'll see the evolution of Border Wars, right? Like, a lot of things. There's a lot of mistakes that we've done. Just watching the Kevin Cunningham edition in 2017 where we were in Florida, even though I don't like my performance, right? Like the way that I looked fighting, I think that was one of the most beautiful looking Border Wars, to be honest. Having Kevin as the referee, his red apron, not only that, but the lighting, right? The summer lighting coming in through that gym like that, it made for good recording and editing. The atmosphere was really, really good. I think that 2017 might have been one of the better ones. But I say better because Team Canada came prepared with all their equipment, and they took some pride in it themselves. A lot of them were dressed properly to make it look more like an event, right? And that's what I mean. I mean, some of those New Jersey Border Wars look real gringy, they look like smoked Sundays for Dillian White, and that's cool too. But I'm still going for that more polished look, I want I want people to look like Border Wars, I think 4 in Texas, where Cruz had on the full uniform and even his boxing boots matched his uniform. And Jose went the extra mile. You know, he had on tiger print. He walked in with the mask and the belts and the entourage. I want to continue to take it to the next level. And I think that with every event, that happens in one way or another. But visually, being on the highest level is always going to be my ultimate goal. So let me get, looks like Mission Impossible, Mr. I'll call you blocked, on the line. Shawn Jones, thank you for calling in. How are you, first and foremost? Happy that you're taking advantage of this free promotion. We haven't heard much from your opponent, but I'll tell you one thing. What you're doing, keep doing it, because he heard you're unguarded. He contacted me. We had a full conversation. So your message is being heard. And we spoke about numbers. And while I gave my opponent credit for being the most viewed, we have to say that you're a newcomer. And I think you were ranked around either 4 or 6 on highest viewed, unguarded. But what's going on? Good morning, man. You sound like you're in the car on the way to the gym already.
Good morning. Good morning. You know, we always working, man. We always working. These guys are still in bed sleeping, you know, for SureFire D, you know, to Rell, Jose, all them cats, they waking up eating flapjacks right now. You know what I'm saying? In Canada, we working, man. It's time to put some work in. You know, one thing I wanted to say this morning is this. You know, you got guys in the chat who are talking a lot of mess. Who this is either their first Border Wars or this is their first fight, period, which is cool. You know, I like Border Wars. I like the concept. I like everybody getting in shape. The roots of it are awesome. What you guys have done with it has been great for a lot of people. However, I'm tired of guys getting in the chat and talking. When I do this every day, like this, whether Border Wars was going on or not, I'd be in the gym training. You know what I'm saying? It's 4 weeks out from the fight. I already made weight, and that's not because I'm not fighting in the right weight class. That's because I stayed in shape. I knew my weight class before Border Wars was even announced. I knew where I needed to be at, and I'm in shape. I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to fight. These guys are still trying to lose weight, and I'm focused on the fight. You know what I'm saying, Ness?
Definitely hear what you're saying. And I guess let's speak of it for those that aren't privy to be in the Border Wars chat. You could only get there by being at Border Wars level Patreon, by signing up to Border Wars. You get included in this chat. And I guess you're talking about the back and forth with you and Rell. A fight that I guess down the line, according to Rell, he's more than willing to take. You personally were not in his plans, but he always had plans on taking over the heavyweight division, then moving down. But fill us in. What exactly happened with you and Rell? Because first it was Rell and Jose. How did it end up being you and Rell?
Yeah, well, Rell and Jose were going back and forth yesterday. And Jose kind of put me into the conversation with some of his audio messages he was sending out. And, you know, me and Jose, we got an interesting relationship. It is like an A.B. Floyd relationship, and the fact that we go back and forth. We got love for each other, but he still feels like he's that father figure, which in some aspects he is, but not in the ring. Not in the ring. He is nowhere near my skill level in the ring at all. Let's just get that out on the table. So, you know, he brought my name up, so I had to clap back. And unfortunately, Rell was just collateral damage. Just like Jose said, the only reason Rell's name gets brought up is when we want to bring him up. We give him clout. We give him attention. Nothing else. Otherwise, he's irrelevant. And to be honest, I don't think he's going to be a mainstay on Border Wars. He's got a trash opponent in Morocco, Joe. He'll probably handle that. And then what's next? I mean, Ness, you would body this fool with just a jab. I don't see what
why
dick rides.
Let me ask you something. Why are you and Jose being so critical with the footage that we seen? You know, it's not bad, and he's not showing, you know, put it this way. You can't tell me that's the worst introduction video you've seen. He's got good height, good reach. He's already in shape. He's running the miles. I mean, I don't see why you guys. I don't know are you guys threatened?
The reason. No. The reason is he looks lethargic, man. It's 4 weeks out, and I understand he likes to say he took this fight on short notice, which is fine, but he looks lethargic. And if you're just gonna go in, you're gonna train, you're gonna fight your fight with Morocco Joe. Like, we're cool. Like, I love that he's in the event, but don't come in here talking about you're the future and talking about how you want to fight Jose and how you want to fight me and yada 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 and talking all this shit when you're not showing us that you're even worth it, And then
But how do you know?
Him out on it,
but wait,
he wants to make a bunch of excuses.
Yeah, but that's what I was gonna say. How do you know that he didn't submit like the last round of his workout?
First of all, who in the right mind would submit the last round of your workout? And second of all,
I did.
Even if he did, I look better than that on my 20th round. Like, come on, man.
Whoa, man, you guys.
Whenever I submit footage, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna look at the footage. I'm gonna say, how is the chat gonna perceive this footage? That's exactly what I say before I submit footage. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying,
fine.
Sean, it could have been strategic, is all I'm saying.
No big deal.
I'm just saying it could have been strategic.
Okay.
It could have been strategic because, look, I know for a fact his trainer didn't want him to release any sparring. So maybe his trainer also said, yo, don't show them what you got. Don't show them what you got. Just give them what you need to give them. Maybe that's what his trainer said.
You know what? I think he's a good kid. I'm happy for him. I'm not going to give him any more clout, any more attention. I'm excited for Border Wars. I know I'm going to handle business in the ring. I have an opponent. I don't need to be looking at this bum for any attention. I need to be focused on for SureFire D, getting the knockout there, and moving on. But, if he wants to fight in the future, we can fight at a catchweight or something, and we can make it happen.
So let me ask you, why are you so confident, Mission Impossible? I mean, you don't know for SureFire D. You definitely don't know Rell, and you're talking knockout.
Look, like I said, I do this year round. This isn't okay, Border Wars is coming up, let me get ready thing. I do this year round. I live for this. So when it comes to saying I'm going to get the knockout, that's because I've been preparing. Like, these cats, like, a lot, and I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I know a lot of people are like, oh, we got 4, 5, 6 weeks, we need to start sparring. I mean, I've been sparring for the last 8, 9 months. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing new for me.
Definitely. But sparring is what the pros say. Your opponent has 6 amateur fights. He's no pushover.
I agree with you, Ness, but I've seen enough footage from him to understand what I need to do to close the show. I've got a game plan ready to go, and I get what you're gonna say next. Everybody got a game plan until they get hit. But the defense is tight. I'm not overlooking him. However, I just got a game plan, and I know exactly what I need to do to get the job done.
Wow. All that from checking his Instagram. Well, you are one confident man. I mean, I like it.
Look,
can't wait to see for your performance for sure.
I appreciate that. And what's going to happen this Border Wars as you bring more and more talent like myself in, as you're going to see when I close the show against a real opponent with 6 amateur fights, everybody else who's talking all this shit with little to no experience is going to understand that there are levels to this shit. And I think the number of call-outs on my behalf will go down tremendously.
Well, listen, I'll tell you this, man. You will put yourself amongst a category of elites because after the performance from Mide and even Doomsday, Ant, those guys, it got difficult for them to get fights. They eventually got some, but you can tell by the number of fights that they had less opportunities because they were a threat. But I do want to give some airtime to the newest heavyweight, Rell Fireflame from Detroit, fighting out of New Mexico, trained by Hector Munez, and will be taking on Morocco Joe from Virginia. Good morning, Rell. What it do?
Good morning, TBV. What's up, Nate?
What up, champ?
Man, I just hear a lot of rah-rah people who not even in the heavyweight division calling me out. I don't know. These niggas sounding like sissies to me, for real. That's how I feel about it.
Nah, man, I hear you, brother. I hear you. But I mean, look, if that's not something you want to talk about, we always got your opponent to talk about. Your thoughts on him as an opponent. What has your trainer said? Did you show your trainer the footage of him?
First off, I want to say, as far as the footage I uploaded on Border Wars, take it how you want to take it. You feel like you see a loophole, you feel like you see a gap in my game, that's fine. I wasn't giving it 100%. I mean, and the truth is this: I uploaded a shadow boxing video to where I was going about 70%, and then I uploaded, another video just to have footage on Patreon. And you can just tell from the two different videos, that I wasn't going hard at all, But I put it out there, I guess, just to display who I am, so people can get a vision of me. My whole intent wasn't to put up footage and just go 110% for a pussy nigga who want to keep my name in his mouth. But my whole thing is this: with my opponent, Morocco Joe, we not overlooking Morocco Joe. I have nothing disrespectful to say. I don't know him personally. I'm looking forward to the fight. I can't wait for fight night. I'm in great shape. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing about 300 push-ups a day, 300 sit-ups a day. I'm swole, chest up. He hop on the line talking about he do sparring 9 months around. To me, he sounds like somebody who got to convince himself. I'm the kind of person that don't need no validation. So I don't think it's really confidence speaking. I think it's more of a jealousy because he actually see that he got competition in this, But as far as Morocco Joe go, we not overlooking him. The way Hector Phil is, he got body weight on me. He has weight, and I have a strategic plan, to pretty much dominate in my fight. That's what I'm looking for, domination. And that's not to overlook my opponent or anything. It's just that what I've been working on, we already, our craft and what I'm working on, I'm good with it. So, that's really, I don't know why everybody got my name in their mouth. I just don't know. From Jose to Impossible Jones. And honestly, I find it just them trolling me because they not even in my weight class. So it's just like irrelevant. It's just like they like me or something. I don't know what niggas.
Hey, man, what's the rapper that said, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping?
Exactly. So, all I can say is this. I'll speak on the chat from yesterday. It was me and Jose who was originally speaking because I guess Jose was originally disappointed that I didn't upload sparring footage. But what Jose fails to realize is I'm not doing this for him. I'm not doing this to satisfy his need. He needed to see me spar. It was his need. Not to say that I'm not going to upload sparring footage, but I just didn't that week. I tried to, actually, when me and Hector sparred on, what was that? I believe it was Thursday.
The 30th. I remember it being the 30th, I believe, when you text us and you was like, he ain't let you.
That's my thing. I sent in that group chat, if anyone in our group chat wants to go back, there is a video of me the day before I uploaded any footage saying that Hector didn't want me uploading footage. But since we know that it's mandatory that we do have sparring footage, we will put it out there. I haven't decided which sparring partner I'm going to use yet. It may be Hector. It may be the Golden Glove Dazn that I got. So,
I mean, with Hector would be dope. It would be dope, because that's a pro. And he got a name, so you get whenever that goes public, you gonna get more, I guess. I would if I was just stumbling across it, I would give you more respect because you spawn a pro that I know. That's all I could say,
And I'm also say this on my coach's behalf because Hector's a vet and he really, really do this shit. So when he's in the ring and we sparring, it's more so me fixing whatever in my armor that I
listen. Don't think. I know you saying it for the public that doesn't know, but don't think that
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you guys ain't going full force. Obviously, Hector's not a heavyweight. And
Exactly.
he's a teacher, but just like I got in there with Shawn Porter, he's a welterweight, but he wasn't going full force, and I obviously wasn't because I ain't had that experience then. Not that I have it now for him either. I'm just saying when you get in there with someone smaller than you and they're a pro, you in there to learn is all I'm saying. But it still would be better visually.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, really, yeah, everything you said, Ness, and I just feel like with Hector, he what's happening is really which I was displaying in my sparring footage, but he just put me on a level to deal with pressure. That's his whole thing, coming forward, showing me how to just absorb the pressure, not to back down from a pressure fighter, which most fighters in Border Wars will be at least for the first 30 seconds of the fight. They'll be a pressure fighter, regardless of who I'm fighting, regardless of who it is. That's the way we take it. Everybody gas tank not built even for the whole 6 minutes. So with that being said, a lot of pressing forward is going to happen. So what Hector is doing is getting me prepared for that forward action. He just continues to press me at all times and sparring. And then, I'm working on it. As far as my power and my true speed and my true athleticism, none of that was displayed in my footage. I just want to remind or let the viewers know, whoever listening to the show right now, that the footage I uploaded, you can check it out on Patreon. I don't think it's bad at all. I did some heavy bag work. I did some another bag. I did another bag, and I did some shadow boxing. But before that, we ran 3 miles earlier that day, and we put in over 12 rounds before I even uploaded footage, because it's like this. You at the gym, and all you are surrounded by is fighters. Nobody want to fucking record or not capable of recording because they gloved up. Or nobody, I'm not about to go ask another fighter to record me for 30 seconds. We going to take care of it when we can take care of it. So we waited to the end of training to do that. I mean, by that time, it was already like, how do I say
I
it?
tell you, man, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you, bro, because I've been there. In my gym, is a lot of amateurs and pros. Everybody's gloved up, and if you want to spar, you got to be gloved up. You got to have your headgear on. So
Exactly.
that's why a lot of
I
times.
want to.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just want to remind people that we are fighting at the heavyweight division. First of all, somebody at 175 calling me out is just hilarious to me. It's just the most trolling thing I ever seen, because this is the 200-plus division. I'm already proven by me being 210. I weigh 210. I just weighed myself in, so yeah, I'm exactly at 210 right now. But by me not cutting to 190 and me staying in the heavyweight division right now, for the viewers that don't know me, I'm not fat. I'm not out of shape. Actually, my 8-pack is starting to form again from all the sit-ups I've been doing. So I'm just proud of my accomplishments to everything. But my whole point is I'm in the heavyweight division. It ain't nothing but hard hitters here. And if it ain't hard hitters in this division, it's big boys. So you got to be a hard hitter. Like, it's easy to say Rell ain't this, Rell ain't that, because you haven't seen my speed. You haven't seen my fire. You haven't seen my power. You haven't seen what I'm capable of. You only seen what you seen. And by you judging me off that, look, I just put it like this, Ness. I don't want nobody sitting here judging me, and then later on when they see me dominate, try to befriend me. Keep the same energy, man. That's all I'm saying. Keep the same energy throughout the whole Border Wars. So I know who my friends are in the chat, and I know who praying on my downfall, like I say all the time. So,
man, you know what? You in a good position, man, because you need some of that for motivation. You always gotta have something to motivate you. Like, I told you yesterday, I had a personal conversation with Rell, and I told him, don't take Jose seriously. Jose, listen, that chat is the world where Jose's a unified champion or a former unified champion. So, like, that's really the only place that it exists is here and in the Border Wars realm. So, he's gonna talk like that, but in real life, that's not him. And maybe that isn't the case for Shawn, who sounds like a true competitor. But it's like you said, you're in the heavyweight division. Like Wilder likes to say, man, if it's gonna be, that fight will manifest. If you look good and he thinks you are a challenge, or because every fight don't gotta be a challenge, right? If the public thinks Rell is that dude, then Shawn might say, well, if that's what y'all think, I'll take on the guy y'all think is that dude just to show you who's who. But yeah, man, we'll see, man. At least y'all got a story. Y'all both new guys, and really it's helping each other. Obviously it's helping one another in terms of popularity. I mean, what would we have talked about for the last 20 minutes if not you two? So it's doing something for sure. Now we got a few other callers on the line. You haven't pressed one. If you do want to speak, you gotta press one for sure. But we are 28 days out, man. I can't believe it. We're going to be in Texas. It's going to go down. We're going to have a nice fight party where we watch the fight, where Mikey Garcia takes on Jesse Vargas, and we'll be together, a bunch of us, like minds, boxing fans that, know boxing. All right, so we got us a new caller. He pressed one. And honestly, you got a lot of spending to do, Lucy.
Boxingvoice.com.
Moloki, you are next, my friend. Por eso lo vuelvo a repetir. La era del Canelo la mejor porque peleó con los mejores. La suerte es para los mediocres, my friend.
Boxingvoice.com.
How do I sound?
You good, champ.
How do I sound, man?
Yep.
Cool. Good morning, man. Hey, shout out to all the fighters that'll be fighting at Border Wars. Yeah, man, I won't be able to be participating in this one. I think I'm flying out. Hopefully, everything works out. I'm gonna fly out Friday night and meet everybody down there. At least, if not fly out Saturday morning. So we'll just see how it plays out. But
what, you flying instead of driving 4 hours, champ? Wow, the balling has commenced.
Well, no, because Matt and my buddy driving down there, so I'm gonna just catch a flight down there and then drive back with them.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because they're gonna take.
So listen, man. I gotta bring the tough questions. This wouldn't be TBV without the tough questions. And obviously, the rumors in the forums on the boxing scenes are that that you pulled out of a fight. Now, you told us that it was because you were taking on a new job, and obviously we believe you, but it seems like your colleagues, right, the other fighters are starting to turn on you, and they're seeing that nothing's changed in your schedule and that you have the same amount of time you had when you had the fight, and people are starting to wonder, why can't you fight if you're able to still listen to the shows, you're able to still be in the chat, you're able to still show up to the fight? They're questioning Supermax's heart and decision now. What's going on? How's this make you feel?
Well, for one, I wouldn't be Supermax if I didn't take the tough questions and have the rounds. Don't forget, I made this announcement when I first learned I was getting this job. And I have to fulfill. Today's actually my last day at this job, and I'm starting up at the new spot Monday. So that's why I've still been in this, and I've still been at the gym. It's just from Monday going forward, I won't have time to train the way I want to, be prepared the way I want to. It's like you said. It's like we all say, man. If you don't put the work in properly, it will show in the gym. It will show come fight day. So that's what it is, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, I've been around for long enough to know, I was around when there was no heavyweight division, when it was me, you, and Javi, you know what I mean? And Javi wouldn't take this fight with you, and then I sat that one out. I had to miss the first two, then finally got one in. this one just wasn't in the cards. And really, with the new job and the new schedule, I want to see how this works out. Get adjusted to the new schedule before I commit to the next event. Just to make sure I get the proper work in, man. My goal in this is to improve and always look better, always do better than my last performance. As much as I feel like I won the last fight and did good, that was a self-tamed fight. There's a lot of flaws I see in there. There's a lot of big mistakes I see made, and I want to improve on that. I don't want to be the same guy every time out, man. I want to show improvements as well.
I
So with this fight,
definitely
man,
I definitely understand you on the improvement department. I'm a huge critic, not only on others but on myself, and I want to look better as well. But the biggest fear for me is being left behind, especially in this heavyweight division. If you don't take a fight, your record doesn't move. Like, that doesn't bother you. Obviously, look, future, the job, all that's important. But you got a brother in Border Wars that's training. He's already fighting. You already training in his corner. Like, you got guys from your state that's a truck driver, and he told you, I'm doing 18 hours, but I wake up at 3 so I could get out earlier so I could get it in. Like, people making it happen. Don't you think it's going to be a little harder to make it happen on your own versus right now when the time is right, where we're coming to your city, your brother's training? I don't know, man. You letting a lot. In my opinion, I was always against this decision. I think that a fight makes you train harder because you got the fear of a Mission Impossible hitting you upside the fucking head, or a Rell. 28, 25-year-old young dudes that really do this shit. How could you not train? That and I use that fear to train.
Because my motivation for training has never been the fear of losing. My motivation has always been to drop this weight to be healthier for my kids. I got a new baby coming, so I want to be around long enough to be there for my kids, and not just be their dad, but be an active father. I don't want to be one of these dads that can get off the couch. But no, as far as being stagnant, yeah, it does suck missing this one because I had to wait the first 2 out to begin with. So that part does suck because, in all honesty, if things would have went the way I wanted a year ago, this I would already have at least 3 fights under my belt. But that's just not how it worked out. But as far as even being, whether it's Texas or anywhere, when I commit to it, I've flown to Jersey. I was in Dallas anyways last time without a fight. I'm very committed to this Border War. Border Wars is something I love, not only just for myself, but as a brand. I love to see what it does to everybody. And it's a big part of my life right now. It's something that I think without Border Wars, I wouldn't even be in the gym as much as I am, period, if it wasn't for coming across this. So, but definitely, I want to be there. The division is getting built up, and it's beautiful to see where it's at. Don't get me wrong. The skill levels are elevating. But, hey, I'm just going to keep working and keep doing my thing, man. I have an ultimate goal of where I want to be weight-wise, and all it's doing is helping me get there, man. But like I said, I do also want to be very much improved. Even if I'm not the most super skilled guy in Border Wars, I want to be able to know what I'm doing in there, and I think I'm working towards that.
For sure, man, for sure. So I guess which fight are you most invested in as a heavyweight?
The Eddie and you fight is really something to be looking for, man. Eddie's my boy. Ness, you've done a lot for me too, so it's hard for me to pick a side. But everybody loves the story, and if a guy like Eddie, who has the same, as far as not necessarily skill wise, because he has a deeper background, but he has a lot of the same intangibles as me. To see him pull that off would be something big. The Rell and Morocco Joe fight is also another one because obviously I was supposed to be taking on Morocco Joe. I feel like me and him would have put on a fantastic fight. I feel like our styles would have matched well, but Rell seems to be the real deal. Like I told him too, Rell, man, what's understood got to be explained, buddy. We know you're in the gym working, man. Just keep that up. But that's an interesting style matchup because Morocco Joe looks like he does have the power, But Rell seems to have the total package, man. Seems to be able to have the skill and very exciting. So I'm interested to see, which style clashing and who's going to take that one. And of course, man, seeing hopefully Doomy's hands well. I think I'm always entertained seeing Doomy get in the ring other than beating the ref. So I don't know much about his guy Weber though. So that's what's got me curious. But yeah, every heavyweight fight in the division, man, is looking good. I'm interested in all of them.
For sure, man, for sure. So definitely the chat has responded. People, they're saying excuses. Tex-Mex ducking, fades. We got someone else saying Supermex, shut that soft shit up. And then we got a nice one for you that says, shout out Supermex, lose that weight, bro. See the little ones growing up. It's bigger than anything.
Hey, look, man, at the end of the day, I am who I am. They're going to pay attention. Supermex will be back. I've proven more than playing. Like I said, there was one time where I was the only heavyweight signed up. What's up, bro?
Well, no, actually, you pulled out as Morocco Joe's opponent. I was going to say, because, Dan, you don't think you could have took Jose on without, like, serious training? Because at one point, you were going to fight Jose.
I could come off this truck with no training and whip Jose's ass.
I don't know about that. Listen, Cruz trained and ran, and he couldn't catch up to Jose, remember?
Yeah, you're right, but like I think had it still been Jose, man, I probably would have felt a lot better about taking it because there's no real danger. Jose doesn't bring any danger as far as the power department. Morocco Joe, that's a big boy. You got to be in shape to own him because if you're not in shape to take punches, it's gonna show. But no, like I said, it is what it is. This one, I just don't know how I'm gonna adjust the schedule and be able to commit. Like I said, if I can't commit all the way, it's doing worse for not only for myself, but I want the Border Wars brand to look better, and me not being 100% is not good for the brand. We want to show that we're taking this serious and.
Yo, you know what? It might work out in your favor though. It might work out in your favor. Didn't you fight Santiago?
Yeah, that was the fight I originally wanted, and that was my first fight scheduled for this one, and he pulled out on me.
Yeah, but I'm saying your draw was versus Santiago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, you might be able to come back and go straight into that fight. Remember, he had to take this Border Wars off, and he'll be looking to come back pretty soon as well. So maybe you get your
that's what I mean. And that's the one I wanted most of all because I wanted to correct. Like I said, I felt like I could have done a lot of things better. That fight was originally scheduled, and then unfortunately Santiago had his wreck. We had the rematch signed immediately. So hopefully he's doing better and healing up, and maybe we'll see. We'll see if that gets down the line. But as far as travel wise, that's not going to be an issue. As long as I have enough time to make it in there, I was kind of hoping we're doing one in May because I feel like maybe May is a better one for me. But if not, we'll just see when the next Border Wars plays out.
Yeah, I like either May or July. I'm thinking maybe Florida, somewhere hot in July, Independence Day. We have the fights and the barbecue. If we could get an outdoor venue, whoa. Barbecue outside, Independence Day barbecue, and the fights, So you bring your family and there's more people watch you fight. Plus, you got the barbecue. After you fight, you get to fucking get fat.
Yeah. Well, me personally, the May one would work better for me because my baby is actually due on my birthday, which is Independence Day. So July will be a tough one for me. But, if y'all do one in May, man, I think that one should be all green light for me. I was actually planning on taking a trip to the Canelo fight, but if that's going to be in Japan,
I don't know.
that's off the table.
May might be too soon now that I'm thinking about it because we're in February, so we're just talking about March, April.
Yeah, that's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, we're talking March, April. I'm sure we could figure it out where it's like end of May, giving people the, maybe 10 weeks. But I mean more than 10 weeks.
Yeah, but then you got your DR trip.
Yeah. I know. I mean, but if it could
But
all be worked
yeah, we'll
out.
see how. Yeah, I mean, we'll just see how it plays out, though, man. Like I said, this ain't the end of me. I'll be back in the ring at some point this year, and like I said, hopefully can show some skill improvement, man. Like I said, I feel like I won that last fight, but when I watch it back now, after being in a real gym and learning the things I've learned, man, it's kind of cringeworthy because you see so many mistakes, and I
Brother,
think
I
I
know
think
exactly how
any
you
good fighter
feel.
is their own worst critic.
I know exactly how you feel, bro. I was watching my fights back before I released them on public to YouTube with Doomy, and I'm just like, Jesus, this is horrendous. I look horrible. I hate him, bro. Like, ugh. But let me bring Rell back. He's got a question. Rell, what it do? Rell? Rell.
Yo,
Yo, what up?
yeah, what up, Supermax? My respect, bro. I'm just saying, my question is this: since I took the Morocco Joe fight because you had other situations you had to deal with, I get past Morocco Joe. Don't you feel like it's only right I get first dibs at Eddie or whoever next for the heavyweight title contender match? Because I honestly, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to linger around the division. I want to go after, all the top people that the champ fighting. So with that being said, my question is, don't you feel like I deserve, more of a shot towards picking my next opponent?
Bro, everybody gets to pick their next opponent, bro.
No, I mean, like, because Supermax said he making his return. So, like, say, for instance, Supermax make his return. It's like, if I feel like if Supermax not getting in the ring with me, then, I should be the one to fight. If Eddie was to fall to you in a fight, I should get Eddie. Or I should get,
Yeah, he don't
whoever
want
was
Eddie. You
next.
heard him. He wants Santiago. He wants his
Santiago,
rematch.
okay.
Yeah, he wants his rematch. He wants to clear. He wants to do like Wilder and right that wrong. He wants to get that draw off his resume. And
Perfect. So
and
he got
and
other
it's
things.
always
Okay.
and it's always about negotiation, man. It's who you negotiate with. Like you and Eddie already been talking, and Bishop and Mofongo already been talking. Like it's all about negotiations. You see how Jose had already been secretly talking with Ant. Like you talk to the dude, you got their number now. You could tell you talk to the dude you want to fight, and if they want to fight you, that just makes it easier because matchmaking is hard. It's hard to get two people to say yeah. I'm telling you from experience. It's hard to get two people to say yeah. So, I already seen Eddie said yeah, so like that if he really wants it, you know what I mean? But you also gotta remember somebody could say yeah and then they can't make it because we don't know where the next Border Wars is. We don't know when and we don't know where. We want to do it. Like, look, he's saying May, I'm saying July. So we know we going to do 3 per year. We just don't know where they going to be. You in the chat, so you good. I'm going to get mute you so I can not get the feedback. You in the chat, so you good. You're going to always know, and you're going to get to put in the vote, right? So it's always going to be the core group. You become a core group member by sticking around in that chat. Like, Supermax, Eddie, them dudes. Eddie, bro, woof. Eddie got years silently. Eddie was my first Las Vegas correspondent. Like he was the first dude to cover fights in Vegas for me. Was Eddie. So yeah, we got years. So you being in that chat, you get to make the decision because we gonna say, hey guys, like where you think we should hold the next one. I'm definitely gonna vote for somewhere warm. That doesn't mean out of the country. It's just somewhere warm. I don't want cold. But don't get me wrong, I might push for Jersey because my gym is getting redone. Like what's being shown on the screen, it looks nothing like that. We getting a second ring put in. We got so many new treadmills. They repainted it. They added new floors. We even got the turf coming in. He got red turf instead of the green. He didn't want to go green like the football. We going red with the lines. So yeah, my gym gonna be bananas. And he's down. Like he loved the first two, and he's only happy that he's fucking remodeling. He's like, yeah, it's gonna be sick if y'all come back this time. I'm like, yes, So Yeah, man. But I guess Jersey would have to be in the summer because I'm not doing no cold shit. I hate cold shit. But yeah, man, you're gonna be in there. You get to make your decision, or rather, you're put in your opinion and you know, see which way it falls. Um, so let's see, man. Let's see what else is on the docket. Fees need to be paid up. You're gonna be receiving a call from either me or my colleague to make sure that you're all paid up. Some of you are already all paid up, so shout out to you. Some of you may need help. I know that the internet isn't everyone's friend. So we will assist you with that. Those who are paid, this doesn't apply to you. You know that you paid. I know that you paid. So you're good. What else? Oh, we have decided that we're going to do fighter shirts. We haven't decided if it's winners only or both, right? And in the core group, we need to decide what is it going to say, right? So I'm thinking like Border Wars and then the year, but it needs something, right? Like not literally what I'm about to say, but something that captures that, the essence of that, right? So it's like you got a shirt and it says Border Wars 2020 and then the stamp of approval, which means you went through Border Wars, you know? Sort of like those Spartan races where they give you something because you know what I mean? Like you can't get that shirt if you didn't fight in Border Wars. That's not a, oh, I was a judge at Border Wars shirt, or oh, I showed up. No, you fought. So something with the Border Wars logo, the year, and then something. Now, I got my own graphic designer, you know, drawing up something, and I'm waiting on that proof. I'm actually texting him because it's fucking Saturday already, and I haven't heard anything. But I'm waiting on that proof, and once I get that, I will obviously share my idea and vision in the Border Wars chat. But anyone can also give me their idea and vision in the Border Wars chat or send it to me via IG. And maybe your design can be what we use for this year's participants and or only winners. It all depends which direction we go. But yeah, we want to give out shirts specific. I also mentioned like, you know, like somehow showing your record, like Border Wars 2020, whatever your record is now. If you want to know, you want to know, you know. But that's going to mean that you don't get the shirt the day of, obviously, because you got to have the fight. We got to know that. Then we got to get the shirt made. But I like the record idea or a little line. You know how when you put like 4 lines, then one through them, that represents 5. So each fight is one line, something like that. You know, I spoke to my colleague and he said maybe something on the arm, you know, like a soldier represents the amount of years in the military on the arm, maybe something like that. But yeah, man, I definitely want to do something that represents your time in Border Wars, the fact that you've participated. I think those are accomplishments, man. The people that return, you know, they're showing true grit and, you know, toughness, mental toughness, and you should be able to wear something. Like, I would love to do medallions, but then you ain't going to be able to wear a medallion out too. Like, all right, you know how the WBC gives you something, right? Which ant you stole, you better give my shit back. But anyway, you won't be able to wear that to the supermarket. You know what I mean? So it needs to be, I feel like a shirt, maybe, if we do, I thought of the boxing gloves that the amateurs get when they win the Golden Gloves, but just imagine the Golden Gloves and then the TBV on it, right? So it's like, or the Border Wars acronym or something. I don't know. Just thinking with y'all. Let's see. Okay. DeMarcus is in the chat. He says, for SureFire D, I'm here and listening. No way Shawn stops me. I may stop him, though. I'm telling you, that's going to be a very, very interesting fight. I'm telling you, a lot of interesting fights, man. It's only getting bigger. It's only getting bigger, which excites me, man. One day, You don't know what's gonna come from this. You know, you don't know what's gonna come from this. This is beautiful. It's only getting bigger. So, all right, I think that's about wraps it up. I want to thank everybody that tuned in, everybody that called in. Obviously, we do one Border Wars show a week. We still do Unguarded. We still got to do, I believe, for SureFire D's, Jordan, the Cuban style Baker. We have to do a few more. So definitely be on the lookout for those. And as far as tonight, we're definitely going to be back with maybe some fight chats and some morning shows. So see you in a bit. Peace.